Hello again, and welcome to Bluebeam Estimating with JPC. This week, it's kind of a special occasion where about 2 months ago, I had a special request from Devel Structures out in Australia to see if JPC we would have a tool set for Bluebeam that they could use in their market. So I decided to go in and participate and develop a new tool set for Australia. So this is what I'll be presenting to you guys today there, and you'll see that it's pretty interesting there. Keep in mind that the standard operation for it's all based from AISC and CISC. The major difference only comes from the profile types or the naming that they're using out there for different assemblies. Like for columns, for us, we're used to using W's. Out there, they'll be using UBs and UCs and WF and sorry, WBs, WCs. So this is what I had to modify in my tool sets so that I had the same sizes and profiles as what they have out there. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do for this week, it's a bit different than what you're normally seeing from my videos. So we're going to start setting up a structural job out there, and you'll see if you look on the bottom part of my page, uh, what we see right there is the page that you're on, and it gives you the page number. It doesn't give you the page label. So with Bluebeam, what I like to do is set up our page label so that when you actually do your takeoff, it's going to record all of your assembly members and assign them to the page where it was taken off there. So this is a great tool that I think it's worth it taking the time to set up there. So let's go in our thumbnails, and what we're going to do is we're going to start setting up our page. So if I go right here, create page labels, and I'm going to say that I'm going to select the page region of where's my page number. So I'm going to scroll in and not highlight, but select what's the page number or the region that you want to be picking from. So then I'm going to set up my page, my custom pages, because I want to apply this setting to a custom number of pages. So I'm going to select pages 2 to 11. So if we look at it, from the difference from before we used to have like the order that the page was in the set there. So now if you read the page label, you see that this is page number 1, page number 2. So Bluebeam was actually able to set up the page name or page file based on a simple scan of the page number. Second thing that you want to do is set up your scale again in your drawings. So right here, we see that our framing plane, the scan that is being used, is 1/100. Obviously, that's a metric scale for what they're using out there in Australia. So if I go into my measurement panel, and I see I want to use a preset scale, I click on preset, and I just need to go down in my pull down menu and get the correct scale that we need to use there. Like in my previous videos, I like to take a sample measurement to make sure everything is okay. So right now, yeah, everything is taken up in millimeters, which is what my tool sets are set up for. And it's no problem to convert to meters if needed to there. So next step, once we have these scales set up, uh, we need to select the right profile that we want there. So obviously For myself, I have all of the different profiles that you need for the different specifications. So here I'm just making sure that I'm using my profile ASI 4100 for Australia. And this is going to give me all the correct settings that you need in Bluebeam there. Second, well, we're going to pull up our markup list, which I like to keep on the bottom of my screen. And after that, I'm going to get my tool sets. So before we get going, we're going to see what's in the tool set there. So in Australia, there's some beam types which they're calling as WBs. So we have all the WBs that you need to take off a job under the AS 4100 specification there. Same thing with your WCs, which you have all of the members which are available in Australia. You have your UBs, your UCs, your UBPs, tapered flange beams. You got your parallel flange channels. You got your rectangular tube steels. You got your square tube steels, your circular. You have a special circular tube steel. These are long spans that are also part of the tool sets. You have your equal angle, equal leg angles, unequal legs. You have your plates. You have your rods, your squares. You have your BTs, which are basically your UBs and UCs, which are split in half. So, and after that, if I keep on going, you have your channels, which are your light gauge metal channels. You have your roof purlins. You have some perimeter bend plate that you're able to use and lay out around your floors or your roofs. And after that, you have your flats, which are your flat bars. So before I get started, normally I like to do a quick pan, look through my drawing and see what's involved in there. And a big thing I've noticed for Australian jobs is most of them, they all have a beam size table or a beam size schedule where their sizes are all indicated. So I was able to find that table right here, and to make it practical so that we're able to go back to that table all the time, I'm going to split my screen there in two different views. So on my second view, I'm able to show my table, which is going to give me the marked numbers or different codes for different sizes that I'll be able to use there. And here, if I look at my framing plane, well, obviously, for this job, the engineer was using markup codes for the beam sizes. So this is something like for me, what I like to do there is like, I don't like to waste any time like searching for different mark numbers or beam sizes or column sizes. So I like to go in my work panels and get the search tool there. And let's start with our B1s. So what I like to do is I'm going to put a search on my B1 assemblies and search for them. And in my search, it's going to give me a search result with where all those members are and on which pages they are. So what I like to do is I'm going to select all of them. And before I get starting to do my takeoff, I'm going to highlight every members that I have, which are named B1s. So that's going to make it easier for me to find it on my drawings. So for B1, we're using a 150 PFC, which is our parallel flanges. So I'm going to go in my tool set, get the PFC. Just give me a second. PFC right here, and it's a 150 PSC. And if I look closely on my framing plans, well, the search I just did and my B1s have all been highlighted in yellow, so it makes it easier for me to find them. So I just need to click once and double click on the end of that beam, and automatically, if I look in my markup list down below, it's going to pick up on the profile type, our grade. It's going to give us our size under the subject column. It's going to give us the weight, the square meters for that member. So I'm just going to keep on going for a few members, and so that we're going to build up our markup list. And at the end, I'll be able to show you guys what, when you export your markup list, what it looks like there. So we have some B1s right here. Double click, single click, and no, that's a B5. Sorry about that. So we have another one here. That's a 150. So single click and double click. So is there any more B1s? No. So I guess we're done with those. So I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna look for my B2s. So under my search panel, I'm gonna search for B2s, and I'm gonna hit search and select everything and highlight everything again in yellow. So here we see all the B2 seems to be used all around the perimeter of the building. So a B2 for us is a 125 by 75 by 4 RHS. So we're going to go into our tool set, get the RHS tool set, and we said 125 75 4. 125 75. So we have our tool set, so we're going to start laying it out there. So here's our first one, our second one, and these seem to be going from column to column. So this is what I'm doing. So single click to get it started, double click on the end, single click again to get started, double click. So I'm just gonna keep going. They're all in the same line. So going down vertical, and as I'm taking those off, you'll notice down below that everything is being added to our markup list there. Second, and I'm just going. So you should have a good idea of how it's being done. It's that simple. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick another size. So we'll go with select something else. So let's look at our maybe some roof bracing. So RB1. So again, I'm gonna select or search for all the RB1s on our framing plan. So RB1 and search. And boom, here's a listing of where it is, on which page, and if I wanted to see one, I just need to click on it, and it's going to bring me to where's that RB1 there. So I'm going to select it and highlight it. So again, I'm going to see all of my RB1s right here. So an RB1, it's basically, so let's go back on our second view panel or second window, and RB1s, we said those are 75s by 8 equal leg angles. So let's get our tool set and let's go to equal legs. So I'm just going to close this right here, And we said 75 by 8. And we're going to start taking measurements on our drawing. So right here again, my preference is to start from the top left and go around. So I see an RB1 right here, and right here, RB1. And again, these are all being added to the markup list down below, which is giving you or keeping track of the weight, keeping track of the square meters, the area that you need to paint. And you see it's as easy as the beams that we just did there. So we'll keep on going. I said 75.8. So, and you'll notice also that the equal leg angles, it's a different color than the beam that the RHS that we selected. And the reason for it is, like, if you would like, this creates, when you do your takeoff, the different color codings create a different grouping of members which are based on the weight, so that you're able to allow different fabrication time or erection time for each of those groups there. So this is something convenient that I've created in my tool set. It just gives you guys, fabricators, like additional ways to price up work there, or double check your takeoff. So, and double check your budget, fabrication budgets there, or erection budgets. So we just did some braces, and if we take a few minutes just to look down at what we created. So here's all of our RB1s that we created. So yeah, so what we have is, we have the size, we have the member type, we have the profile type, we have the grade. Um, right now there's no data in this profile to calculate the yeah, sorry, there is. So if I want to change the finish, I'm able to say, okay, this is all galvanized. So what I can do is just shift click and shift click on the last one. So we're gonna, oh, sorry. We're gonna shift click and shift click on the, and after that, say I want to change the entire grouping. I'm gonna get my properties at the top, and let me move this down a bit there. And if I look in my finishes, here's my galvanize. So I'm able to override all of the finishes for a grouping or individual members. So this is a nice feature that we have with this tool set there. Same thing with quantities. Say you've noticed that this one, there is a quantity of 20. You're able to go in and just change, manually type in the quantity that you need. So that's going to override or recalculate your weight and your square meters for that member size. And keep in mind, just like the other tool sets that I've made, when you click on a member in here, um, by default on your framing plan, it's going to tell you which member it is. And this goes vice versa. Say I want to see this member here, which line it is in my markup list. I just double click on it, and it's going to bring me automatically to my markup list there. So it's pretty convenient there. So just give me a second. Panels, tool sets. So again, let's look at our columns and hear what's going on. It's like the highlight tool that I've used to identify all the different pieces or the different codes, well, obviously, every markup that you put on your drawings, Bluebeam, it's going to record that markup, even if there's no values to it. If you want, and you want to start, like as you're doing your takeoff, if you want to start building up some qualification pages, what you can do is go in here, select the your toolbox, and if you want to start typing notes, you're capable of typing note there. So I'm just gonna say type PFC was revised to UBs instead, and I'll say a date, say November, oh, November 3rd, November 4th, and this note, what's going to happen is Bluebeam is going to record it into your markup list also. So that note, by being recorded in your markup list at the end, you'll be able to export those notes and just copy and paste your notes to your qualification pages there. So this is a real nice feature. So go to custom car. Okay. Say I want to change my grades. So we have some angles here, or let's go to our RHS. Right now, by default, we're using C40, C450s plus. So let's bring those down to some C350. So I'm going to select my entire grouping, and I'm going to go into my main property panel, and under my grade I'm going to select my 350 low there. So as you can see, it's just a matter of a few clicks before for getting your grid revised or changing your values here. So these columns that you see right now are basically set up to give you or provide you with quantity count, weights in kilograms, and also square meters that you have to print there. So to show you guys how easy it is to export it into an Excel format or CSV format report, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the CSV report. And after that, I did do some setups for my preferences there. So I'm going to load my configurations. And after that, I'm just going to tell it, okay. And I'll show you exactly how it's coming out into Excel. I'm working on two screens, so I'm going to bring over the Excel report. I'm going to change my column width to, I know 15 should work okay. And here, this is how the information is showing up on your Excel spreadsheet. So you have your weight, you have your square meters, you will have, if you need some linear footage, you have it in this last column. You have your grades, you have your subject, which is your material size, you have your labels. And what I'll do is, I forgot to show this to you guys, is let me bring back up my takeoff. And those codes that we've used in our grid there, where we had angles 75 by 8s, these were RB1s. So if you like to keep track of those numbers, what you can do is you just need to go under your subject right here, and you're able to override that name so it becomes the same wording as your markup codes there. So if I go under my main properties and I change my subject, and we said these were RB1s, hit enter, You see, it changed the description to RB1s if this is your preference there. So again, the data that you're collecting when you're doing your digital takeoff, it's really, you're really able to do whatever you want with it there. So again, it's just a matter of playing and seeing, experimenting with the system. Um, it's very straightforward and very simple to use there. So again, I would like to thank you guys to taking the time to watch this video. And as I said in my introduction, this is the tool set specially built for the ASI Australian steel standards, AS4100. So if you're interested, please feel free to email me or give me a call, and we'll be looking forward to talking with you guys here. So thank you again and have a good weekend. Thank you. Bye.